Single parenting is tough. I mean, if you think about all the roles you have to fulfill as a single parent, you need to be there at every game, you need to be there for the parent teacher meetings, you have to be there for all the extracurricular activities, the play dates, and apart from that, you have to deal with the emotional and financial requirements of your children as well. I can say, being in a family where Sangeeta, my wife, and me both support these roles, I can only imagine how difficult it must be for a single parent to go through this alone. Financially, there are other implications over here. And I can tell you from experience of being around some of my clients who, when they began as a complete family, over the years, due to various situations, either ended up becoming single parents or started out as single parents from the beginning. And when I look at their situations and all the different roles they're juggling, the evolving situation has always meant they needed to pay more attention to their finances and their financial goals than a family that is blessed with partners being able to take care of different elements of it. One of the reasons to consider why you need a financial planner in here is, in a situation where you are now a single parent, you may not have been the financial planner in the family. That may have been the role reserved for the other party. And having been thrown into that situation right now, you need to now make some pretty significant decisions. And some of them may sound trivial, like, for instance, which house to live in. Should I live in the same location? Should my children go to the same school? Should we be shopping at the same supermarket as we did before? Do we have enough money to take care of rent? Do we have a budget in place? Do we have enough money now for the more bigger expenses, which is to see the children through university, to make sure that the mortgage on the house is paid for? I mean, there are so many different decisions that have to be taken into account, and maybe you were not the financial planner in that situation. So it may be relevant today to have a financial planner come in and look at things to help you grasp control or take control of the situation completely. As a single parent, the pressure of the financials is completely on you. And one of the key reasons that a single parent requires life insurance is the fact that in the event something went wrong, the dependence of the child is entirely on that one income, which now, as a result of, God forbid, premature death or disability, is no longer there. So the need for a single parent to get themselves adequately covered for life insurance is greater. Don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that this is the only fix, but along with this, there are a couple of other things that have to be done as well, which would mean having your will done, your legacy and your testament written out completely, and ensuring that the children have guardians in place that can take care of all of these things for them in the future as well. However, a big part of that puzzle is putting in place the right amount of liquidity to the children. Now, whether this comes in play in terms of your life insurance policy, which could pay out potentially cash, or ensuring that all your assets that you have created so far are debt-free and can be transferred to your next of kin in the right manner, keeping in line with the regulations and the laws that are imposed in the country that you're a resident of or where your assets may lie. These are some critical things and some critical decisions that have to be made now without the support of a second party. Another thing to consider over here is, does your lifestyle need to change? One of the things that I've done over the years is create a document that gets resent to my wife Sangeeta every time I get on a flight. And that document essentially just reinforces what needs to happen in the event something goes wrong with me. It may seem like simple and small or trivial decisions, but they really would add up to a lot over the years. For instance, one of the things that I've listed out in my document to Sangeeta is it tells her what car to keep and what car to sell. And the reason I do that is, in our roles as husband and wife and mother and father in our relationship, I'm the guy that takes the decisions on the cars, or I'm the logical decision maker on the cars, and I base this on maintenance, on fuel efficiency, and a bunch of other factors, right? So if I'm not there tomorrow, a critical thing for Sangeeta to do would be to, earlier she would pivot on my decision. Today I'm not there, so I'm actually documenting that decision down to make it easier for her to deal with in the event something went wrong. And this would be applicable to the house you live in, the neighborhood the children go to school in, a plan B if something went wrong. These are the things to consider as well along the way. You have to consider what is the need for life insurance as a single parent now. Your life is probably more valuable now than ever before. And the reason to have that life insurance policy in place is to ensure that in your absence, your children can still go to the school of their choice or of your choice. It's to give them a head start in life, to ensure that all the bills are paid, and to make sure that life carries on for them financially normal. The reality is the emotional void that is created cannot be replaced. What the life insurance policy tries to do or accomplish over here is to ensure that there is no financial void created at the same time.